Hi everybody, how are you doing? It's me, Elizabeth, and tonight I'm going to do a reading for the collective. So this is going to be all signs, a general message for everybody, sort of post-eclipse. So we had the new moon and the solar eclipse that was in Gemini yesterday. Today's Friday the 11th, so this will be a timeless reading, but we'll just say for, the next 7 days, just to put a timestamp on it. And I just wanted to do a check-in because there's so much going on. I feel like everybody has a lot going on. It's like really a lot of change. And so I think it's important to do these check-ins. And even though it's not sign specific, it really may relate to you. So I'm so happy to have you all here. Thank you to all of you for your love and support. For new subscribers, welcome to this community. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you're just finding this channel, hello. I hope that you stay. I hope that you enjoy this. So as always, I just want to call in the energies, the angels, the guides, the galactic energies of the highest love and light, and the ascended masters who would like to work with us tonight as well for this reading for the collective. And let's get some crystal cards and crystal energies. And I see one already came out. Amazing. The energy of hope. So this is a cool stone. I don't own any of it. I know that it's used to make jewelry. It's actually a pretty precious gemstone. I don't know if it's considered semi-precious or precious, but I know that it can really range in prices, and it is a beautiful gem, and it's called spinel or spinel. And so the energy of hope, like there's the light breaking through the clouds. And it's a water element. So you see like around the border, you can see that water there. So it's emotional, right? There's been a lot of emotional energy, and this is the storm has passed. So hope is here. And I always go back to the movie, The Life of Pi, where they say, above all else, don't lose hope. So, and I believe that was a title for one of my collective messages like a month ago. So it's still there. Here's the energy of spirit and the light coming through the darkness. So hope. It's really self-explanatory. Let's get one more and see what wants to come out. Thank you, angels. Oops. All right, that's too many cards. So I'm just going to put those back in and just get grounded here. Okay, so just one card, please. Thank you, Spirit. One card, highest and best message for the collective right now. And I do love that it's a gemstone, it's faceted. It's cut so that it's going to be a part of something really beautiful. And I feel like that perhaps is like the light at the end of the tunnel, or the end of this challenging period perhaps that you've been going through, or that people that have been going through, is that there's a treasure there. There's a gemstone, there's a gem, there's a treasure, and that's you. It's the things that you're thankful for, the things that give you hope. Whoa. Wow. Okay, this is amazing. We have shungite here, and I know why this is coming out. And look at this. Look at that energy. Shungite. And this is earth energy. So we've got earth and water, because around the border, it's all green, like the earth. So shungite is powerful, you guys. And this is where we still need some protection and shielding. And the energy here is of structure. So I may actually like grab the book and read this amazing author's sort of definition of it and advice about it. But shungite, I'll show you. I've got a piece of elite shungite here. It's carbon, but it's different than coal, right? Like at first glance, it would look just like coal. A lot of people make orgonite with shungite. You can drink shungite water, and actually, this is some shungite water. I had it infused with mint and cucumber and lemon. So I'm going to take a sip because I got this at the water store, and it is shungite water. Okay. So shungite was discovered in Russia, I believe, and Eastern Europe. And it's very, very old. And at first glance, it would seem like it's just coal. And actually, all right, so it's story time here for those of you who like my stories. I hope that they're not boring, but the legend behind Shungite was that there were soldiers who came back from war and they were really injured, you know, and there was a spring, and out of that spring, they were drinking this water and they were being healed, like miraculously healed. And then, you know, the people of the town or the village or the country, this is going back a long, long time ago, and it might be a myth, you know, but I believe it to be true. They were healing. And so it was said that that was sort of the fountain of youth. Okay, ugh. Mercury retrograde, that was the fountain of youth. So Shungite has healing properties, and it can block harmful EMF, negative energy. It's different from coal. It's carbon, but it has a specific molecular structure that has never been seen in anything else before. So it actually absorbs toxins and impurities, and it draws them out. And it's just totally self-sufficient. It's an amazing miracle. That's the hope, right? And we see structure here. So I'm feeling like this is just around our body, the makeup of our bones, of our organs. So there is this energy of perhaps needing to detox, and I've been drinking a lot of water, and I was planning on mentioning the water tonight. So it's so interesting that Shungite came out. You know, you can buy a piece of elite Shungite, make sure it's from a reputable source. You can wear Shungite. It's very protective, and it's going to protect you against the 5, and then, you know, that letter that comes after F, the letter that comes after F and the 5. So it can protect you against a lot of those very harmful, you know, electromagnetic frequencies. It's great if you buy Organite, you know, and you put it under your bed, if you keep it at your desk, at work, in your car. So Shungite is amazing. And I feel like it's a nod to the earth, you know, because it comes from the earth, that there's hope, just even in our day-to-day, in the structure, in our structure. It's to look for hope and perhaps miracles in the most mundane aspects of our life, but it's also going back to the energy of earth. And then there we see like the darkest sky. There's no moon there. It's just stars. And, you know, we just had this new moon in Gemini. So about, you know, it's a new start. It's a new cycle that we're moving through. There's this light coming through, and there's a treasure there. So it's really amazing, but definitely Shungite is something very protective. And for those of you who are concerned about keeping yourselves healthy, you just take your water, maybe, you know, a gallon jar of water, and you can add some elite Shungite to it. You don't need a lot, and you just keep refilling, you know, so maybe you're halfway through it, you drink it, and you leave the Shungite in there. I'm not a medical doctor, so this is not any medical advice. Please always check with your practitioner before you listen to me. But it's very purifying and detoxing. So for some of you, there is this energy of healing, like physical body healing. You could be concerned about your health or those that you love. And so, you know, Spirit wants you to know straight away, above all else, do not lose hope. Do not lose hope in humanity. Do not lose hope in our journey here as a species, okay? That there is hope. There's the energy of the cosmos there. And so I'm feeling like there are watchers up in these stars. There are watchers, our star brothers, our star sisters, our star family, the energy of the ascended masters, and of God, universe, source, all of that. They're there watching, and perhaps that's even what this is representing, you know, that when the clouds break, that there's something really precious there coming through in this light. So it's also a nod to the sun, as far as I'm concerned too, is get yourself out into sunlight and allow the, you know, the light codes from the sun to, you know, to penetrate through your skin into your cells, to boost your immunity, to help raise your vibration as well. So it's really interesting because it's an as above, so below. So like the stars and the sun, our sun, which is a star, and then so below, this is found so deep in the earth. That fountain of youth, the water that came from the springs where there was a heavy shungite deposit. So if you are buying shungite, really make sure it's from a reputable source. If you're using it to infuse your water, I suggest elite shungite above all else. And you can definitely wear it. I've got a small little shungite heart on a very long cord, and I let it sit over my solar plexus underneath my shirt. So it's like, it's not for decorative purposes. Like nobody would even know it's there. And if any of you listen to Magenta Pixie, she's been talking about black stones for a while now, for protection, and you can do with that what you will, but really for protecting your energy, for shielding. Now in the spiritual community, some people don't want to talk about shielding because you know, it's of a lower vibration, and I respectfully disagree with that. I think that shielding is a good thing when it comes from a place of being empowered, where you're not doing it out of fear, but you're doing it from a place of power and knowing that you can shield your energy. And there's a lot of imbalance out there, and perhaps even in yourself as well, you know, but there's a lot of imbalance out there. And so it is really, really good to protect and to shield. So I will leave it at that. Let's pull some tarot. Let's get some tarot messages. I could just talk about crystals all day long. It's like really and truly a passion of mine. So I have these decks that I pulled out and cleared all of them today and shuffled all of them because I'm planning on doing sign by sign, sort of like a summer prediction for the season of summer for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. So these are the cards that I so far decided to use for that. So let's just get started with that and use these. So I wanted to go sort of traditional. I have Rider Waite, but it's the Radiant Rider Waite. So the colors are really spectacular. They're really, really bright. So I think we'll just start with that. And they've already been cleared and shuffled and they're ready to go. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use them. But so look for that over the next week. It's going to be short videos, 15 to 20 minutes per sign, and it'll be like for summertime. Okay. So like a summer prediction, we'll do like July, August, September, get overall energies, and then some energies month by month. All right. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you, angels. Thank you to the guides. Highest and best messages for the collective for the next week. Highest and best messages for the collective for the week ahead. Woo. Knight of Wands wanted to pop out. That Knight of Wands has been making an appearance lately. That Sagittarius energy of wanting to move, wanting to get going, wanting some adventure, feeling like you want to move some energy and have an adventure. It's full of passion and learning and travel. So that, you know, we'll just take note that the Knight of Wands wanted to come out. All right. Thank you, Spirit. And the Star, beautiful. That's that hope. That is that hope. All right. So let's cut the deck and get some cards. Two of Swords. So having to make a decision, okay? At a crossroads here. Two very conflicting ideas or beliefs. You could be deciding something very, very important with the Ace of Pentacles. So this could be around taking an opportunity to move, an opportunity for a new living situation, moving to a new city. This is, you know, the most solid of all of the aces, the Ace of Pentacles. It's that earth energy. So it's also the hand of God there. And I'm just seeing this as being very, very connected to this hope. If you've been feeling like, which way do I go? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Don't lose hope because there's something coming. Do you see here how that Ace of Pentacles, there's like rays of light coming off of that hand? It's similar to this. So this is spiritual here. This is spirit coming in with an ace. There's something new coming in. There's something solid that's coming in. And right now you may be feeling like this, you know. Now, if she wanted to, she could put those swords down and take that blindfold off and see clearly. But she's doing this because she needs to go within. She needs to look within. She needs to listen to herself, her highest self, herself. And behind her is all of that water. So there is a nod to, and the crescent moon. So there is a nod to the emotional realm. Perhaps this is where you're feeling confused emotionally. There's a lot of emotion in this, even though it's swords and it's air. And not everything is clear because that moon isn't full, you know, it's not illuminating all of its light. But with this, it's clear here. So do you see the difference here? So it's almost like choose this, you know, choose this. You can just throw the swords down, take the blindfold off and walk away, because this is what's there. If perhaps if you opened up your eyes, and I don't mean that in like an obnoxious way at all. You know, we are moving through some times where the answers aren't very clear. The way forward isn't very clear. And at the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So it's like there's going to be victory if you move forward and don't stay still. So this is about not being stuck. It's Cancerian energy. So the energy of emotions is really there. This is where, you know, these could be the two swords. It's like the light and the shadow, the day and the night. These are the two ideas, and they just somehow they come on board together. They get aligned. It's head over heart, and that could be that too. This is where the head and the heart, they agree. This is where there's mutual trust between your head and your heart. They trust each other, so you're able to move forward because there's a mutual trust between your mind and your, you know, deepest heart's desires. They get on board with one another. And we see a nod to the stars up there with this charioteer. And so that's going back to this, like this energy of the Shungite with the cosmic energy. So there is like this great cosmic energy that wants to, you know, help you, be of assistance, the star family, yourself, your other aspects, your higher dimensional aspects that want to be of service here to you. So it is also about like quieting yourself enough to listen and to hear it. And that's also, you know, perhaps what you're doing here is quieting yourself enough to listen. The swords are pointed up. So they're pointed up because it's like we want to receive some kind of information from our higher selves, from our guides, you know. And she's blindfolded so that she can look within, inside of the third eye. So a lot here. There's just a lot here. And it really is about not being stuck, because Spirit wants to bring you this ace. And it's something that's really solid and beautiful, and it's going to lead to a lot of prosperity. So right now it is about not staying stuck, you guys. And also, there is, again, this sort of healing energy here with the charioteer. There, you know, there's where we see like the wings and almost like the caduceus here. And then whatever that is in the middle. But it reminds me almost of like, you know, like a medical doctor. It's a nod almost to like Archangel Raphael there. And with the Shungite, it's like, I feel like there's still some purging, releasing, and detoxing that the collective needs to do and is doing. And that's why I've been drinking a lot of water, and I've been basically telling everyone that I talk to, like, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And so underneath the chariot was the sun. Okay, I'm just going to read from the bottom of the deck. So we've got the sun, the highest blessing, the light returning, the Fool. And let's talk about this energy, the Fool with the Ace of Wands. Okay? I mean, that's the bottom of the deck. I could just sit here and read from the bottom of the deck. So let's talk about the Fool, because I was meditating on the Fool today, actually. And here's some of the downloads that I was getting. And it's not like it's anything that other readers or other tarot card aficionados haven't talked about before, but this is really what I was feeling. It's about taking a risk, right? With the Fool, taking a risk. But in order to take that risk, we almost have to empty ourselves. It is a purging and a detox, like with Shungite. It is where we have to be willing to empty ourselves of some things. So the Fool hasn't learned any of the lessons yet. So it's almost like a deprogramming of some of the things that you've learned, your belief system, the way that you process things and that you sort of analyze things and then plan things. It's almost like scrapping it all. And this may or may not resonate for all of you, but it's approaching things in a totally different way. It's all instinct. It's pure instinct. The Fool, like I said, has not learned any of the lessons. So he's traveling so light, and he may make a lot of mistakes, but he takes that leap of faith, that hope. He's got great hope, and he takes that leap into the unknown, sort of as an empty vessel, waiting to be filled up again and learn things in a new way. And in this energy, we got the Chariot and then the Sun. So that's why I was saying about like getting out of this confusion. Should I, shouldn't I? It's a lot of doubt. You know, it's you're being pulled in 2 different directions, maybe 3 different directions. The Chariot and the Sun, if you move forward, this is what you're moving forward to. Cancer, Leo. So this is even a nod to this summer, Cancer season. Venus is moving through Cancer right now. Then we get to Leo season. You know, this is joy and the inner child and abundance of all kinds. It's love, it's money, it's all of it. But there's some risk involved, and that's perhaps why you're here. You know, there's some risk involved, but it's about deprogramming yourself. It's about being willing to forget what you've learned. That's hard. Forget what you think you know and be the Fool. He's just got a tiny little backpack on a string. And the dog there is like the warning, don't do it, don't do it. So that's that voice that's saying, don't do it, don't do it. And after the Fool, we saw the Ace of Wands. So it's spiritual. It's something spiritual. 2 aces, you know, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, fire energy, fire and water. Look at that, you guys. That was the bottom of the deck. From that 2 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, this is what's at the bottom. It is blessed, you know, but there's some risk involved, and it's like the child. It's like children, they don't have a lot of fear. They're programmed to have fear, you know, and rightfully so. You know, if you see your kid or, you know, your niece or your nephew, your grandson or your granddaughter or your sister or your brother, and they're trying to jump off a cliff, of course you're going to pull them back, right? But fear is sort of programmed. We're really not born with it. We have certain instincts. So the Fool does have instincts. It's like if you touch something that's burning, you're going to pull away from it. You know, that's your reflex, your instinct. So he has that. He does have that. He's got great instinct. But he's not bogged down by fear or like what society's told him to do, what's expected of him, what he's supposed to do. None of it. He hasn't met the inner shadow yet. He hasn't met the devil yet. He hasn't transformed through the energy of death. He doesn't even have great abundance or anything, but he doesn't know any different. He feels totally abundant, you know, but he hasn't gotten to the Empress or the Emperor where he's gained all this wealth and power, but he doesn't know any different. For him, he's super rich and super powerful. But if you saw him out on the street, you'd be like, oh, what a fool. That's why he's called the Fool. It's funny he came out because I really had this whole download about this card today and what it meant to me in this now moment, in this 0 point. This is the 0 point. This is the womb of creation. It's the womb. It's the void, you know? So anything is possible, and we may be feeling like we're here with whatever that looks like for you inside of a relationship, you know, inside of your career, inside of your family. It's just internal. This is all happening for you internally. You've lost hope, perhaps, in a situation, in a thing. You have to follow your instinct. You have to follow your passion. You have to follow the light. And you have to have determination. The Chariot. You have to have determination. 100%. You have to be willing to take a risk. Get on that Chariot and go. Ooh, it's a big energy, you guys. Wow. Okay. So, I don't want to make this too long. I don't even know. Today, I've been feeling, like in my body, but out of my body at the same time. I'm feeling really connected, but I'm feeling like there's an energy that's really working through me right now. And I trust it. It feels really good. And so I did actually do a video out on the Red Rocks that I posted to my Instagram. It's about 14 minutes. So if you want to see that, I did a video out on Thunder Mountain. It's Elizabeth Light Tarot on Instagram. So feel free to follow me over there and say hello. I'll follow you back. All right, let's get a Black Moon Astrology card. Thank you, Spirit. What is the highest and best message for the collective right now? What an interesting reading, really and truly. And I'm going to watch this back because I feel like this is for me too, you know. So we get the 9th house of faith, Sagittarius energy, Jupiter here, faith and hope. All we're missing is charity, right? Faith and hope. Yeah, you guys, it's right there. So, travel. I'm seeing travel for some of you because we have the Fool and the Chariot, and there's an Ace, a move somewhere, traveling somewhere. Travel, the Fool, travel, the Chariot. You could be going on a long road trip and it's going to change your life, you know. But faith, it can move mountains, you know, really and truly. So this is a very clear message. Sagittarius is in the 9th house is, I'm a Sag, and we're the eternal optimists. It doesn't mean that we don't become sad or depressed or even negative. We do, but we always come back to our faith. Having your sun in the sign of Sagittarius, it's an optimistic energy. And so, and that's why that Knight of Wands wanted to pop out that Sag energy. Like I said, you know, he's very optimistic, almost, foolishly optimistic to some people, but it's very hard for us to lose faith. And then at the bottom was the air element of communicating. So Gemini season, Mercury retrograde, and it may feel like, even for me, making videos this month has been, I've had to put a lot of extra effort into it and just surrender to it. If I'm not making sense, I'm not making sense. If I'm stumbling on my words, if I'm tongue twisted, so be it. It's not going to stop me. So don't let the energy stop you from expressing yourself, from communicating. That's even this energy of the Two of Swords. It's like a blocking communication there. You see that? And maybe there's some emotion of fear coming up because for me, this is a fearful energy, you know, and that's where people can get stuck in making a decision for fear of making the wrong decision. So opening up your channels of communication, writing, keeping a journal right now, a vlog, a video blog, a blog, talking to friends, talking through it, talk therapy, but really just networking as well. So this may be a process for you where you do have to kind of like, there are some moving parts and things that need to be put together. But it's just the energy of the season and air. So also like today I was out on the Red Rocks and the wind picked up and it was the vortex energy was swirling all around and my cards were flying. But I felt clear. Air can be a way to clear your energy. So even with some of that detoxing and purging and releasing, if you live in a place where it does get a little windy, go outside and hold the intention that you're going to let the wind clear your aura. And imagine it doing that, like it's blowing away denser energies. It's helping to clear your mind, clear your aura, your energy body, all of it. And just let the air sort of just take it back to spirit. And there could be a lot of messages coming into you from spirit. Just in the last week, I've been finding feathers every single day. Every day. And I think it's, you know, it's that season. It's Gemini season. The messages from spirit are just like coming down. It's like raining messages. And that's maybe, you know, something that's happening for you in this space. So this is fine. There's no shame here, but don't stay here for too long. You know when it's time to get on that chariot and go. You know, the sun is there for you. Your inner child is waiting for you. You know, inner child healing, abundance is waiting, love is waiting, but you have to make it happen. And part of it is going to be by releasing what no longer serves you, dropping the baggage, you guys, dropping it, get light. And then, you know, you're going to have this beautiful new inspiration of something that you want to grow. It's a co-creation with spirit. And don't forget that Ace of Pentacles was there too. So, all right, let's get a couple more messages. Let's see. I'm going to use the Quantum Oracle and get us a message from the Quantum Oracle and just see if there's anything important that spirit wants you to know, an advice or an outcome, whatever you want to give us, spirit. Okay, I get it. So, new supportive connections and optimism. What was I talking about? Optimism. Optimistic. The mystic optimistic. So yes, hope, faith, optimism. Know that there are going to be new supportive connections, new people, even perhaps people that you already know. And through communication, you figure out that you're sort of in a similar place that maybe you didn't know. So it could be, you know, within your friend group, within the people that you already know. And like with these aces and this movement, there's new people waiting for you as well. To help you build, to help you grow, for support, for friendship, for all of that. It's beautiful. And here's the energy of deception that came out with that. So perhaps this is some of this, you know, and this is something that you've moved through, or that you're moving through, is you can't trust everybody and everything. You've been deceived. You've been gossiped about. You're being gossiped about. People are trying to drag your name through the mud, maybe in a workspace, in a friend group, in your community, whatever that is. Don't let that keep you stuck. You know, keep moving forward. And you may be really figuring a lot of this out right now, like the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, who's got your back, who doesn't, where there's been deception. For some of you, you know, it's not about other people. This is where you've been deceiving yourself into thinking that you can't do something when you can. So it is rewriting programs. It's overriding programs that are running, you know, in our mind through indoctrination from, you know, growing up in a school system that was just indoctrinating you to believe a certain way. If you're someone who watched the news or watches the news, if you're someone who, you know, is paying attention to a lot of the seemingly the events of the day, you know, this is that energy perhaps. You know, you're being bamboozled, and it's time to like end that and put those things away and not pick them up again. It's about listening to yourself, really. So that's just a message for some of you. And I may be offending some of you, and that's okay, because this is also my truth and my communication, you know? So the deception energy is there. It's where we lie to ourselves. Okay, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I don't have the resources. Oh my God, I can't take that. What? There's no way I can do that. you know, and maybe you're just not ready, and that's okay. Everybody moves through energies in their own pace, and everyone's path unfolds for them in an organic and natural way. So I'm not here to force anything on anyone. But if you're watching thus far, then you were feeling this, you know? So, and this really could be other people too. You know, it really could be other people. It's almost like these people come in as a way to test us. You know, like, how strong are you? How much are you in your own power that you can, you know, put your hand to that and be like, not today. You know, you're not getting me today because this is who I am. You see that? That's who I am. I've got hope. I've got faith. I've got optimism. And this is what I am moving towards. The Sun, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. That's it right there. Boom. So, okay, those are the messages from that deck. And let's get a cosmic reading card. These are pretty cool cards. So, here we go. It's by this beautiful lady. She's so amazing. And I think when we're done, I'm going to grab a Starseed Oracle from her deck as well. So let's see what wants to come out. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Highest and best message for the collective with regards to this reading. That one. Oh, interesting. There was a Black Moon astrology card in there, and I guess I could feel that it needed to come out. So the energy of Scorpio is there with transformation, and that is, you know, part of that Scorpion sting, right? So some of that deceptive energy that's there, and this is nothing against Scorpios. I love Scorpios. That's where my North Node is. So that's my destiny point, is transformation and getting into the shadow and getting into, you know, let's not bypass things. We don't bypass on this channel. So we're going to transform this. And that's where the Scorpion becomes the Phoenix. It ascends. So the energy of transformation is here. And that is definitely like, it's just a big thing because it goes hand in hand with ascension. So that just wanted to come out from the other deck. And let's get one from this deck. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. And I'm going to pull two more oracle cards after this, and it'll be short. Beautiful. Strength. There we go, guys. Strength. It's going to take strength. It's not easy. This isn't easy. The things that are easy usually aren't worth it. The things that are worth it are the things that require strength and courage. This is your strength. This is your courage. This is moving through all of this in a way that's graceful as well. In the reading I did up on the Red Rocks today, I was saying, like, this is where you know when it's time to soften and be gentle and deliver your message in a gentle way. And there's great power in that. And sometimes you gotta roar, you know, and this is the taming of the inner beast. This is us working on our ego. So for a lot of you, you have been really working on like transforming some of the shadowy sides of your ego. There's an element of humility and being humbled here. And perhaps, you know, it was through some of this energy where it becomes humbling and really makes you go within and do some of the inner work. Another nod to Leo season here. So, you know, I feel like this isn't just for the week ahead. This is maybe a collective message for the summer, because I was planning on doing sign by sign and I still am going to do that. But this is more of the collective energy for summer 2021. Okay, that's what we're going to call this. It's the collective reading for summer 2021. Okay, so let's get a little Starseed Oracle, and then I want to get a message from the fairies. Okay, there we go. So we've got love. We have love. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. Live your truth, guys, whatever that is. And if somebody doesn't like it, then they can, you know, they can go somewhere else. It's fine, because we all have a choice. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. So when you are on this chariot and you're moving towards the light, it's a choice. This is a choice point. There's a choice. You don't have to do this. If you're not ready, then you're not ready, and that's okay. It means that there's still something that you need to learn from where you're at right now. But it is a choice. It's a choice. So you have a choice, okay? And I feel like there was one more. And there we go. Okay. And patience, beautiful. Be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. So this is for some of you who are like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I'm good. I'm not, I'm not ready to take that leap or empty myself or whatever I was talking about. That was me channeling. So for some, and for everyone, we do have to have patience because perhaps it takes a while for this ace to get to you. It's earth energy. It moves slowly, even though that's like the hand of God. That's the universe there. And there is sort of like, you see that archway and it leads into mountains. So the mountains often symbolize like our struggle, our challenges, traversing a mountain. Faith moves mountains. So there is like a journey. It is a journey. So it's not like this, it's gonna require patience, and we do have to choose love. We have to choose loving ourselves. We have to choose loving ourselves exactly where we're at in this now moment. But there's definite opportunity for big movement and big changes. So be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. And that's sort of like the energy of temperance. And let's just get one last message, just a sort of very light-hearted message from the fairy realm. Thank you to the fairies for being here. And I'm looking over there because I have this fairy door thing. So opening the door to fairy. Thank you to the fairies. Message for the collective. Okay. So we have divination, okay? And I love this because it shows where, you do have power to, like tarot is divination, but you do have power to work in tandem with nature, with the elements. It's sort of the energy of the magician is what I'm seeing here. So embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So thank you, fairies, because that's such a beautiful message for anyone who feels like in this Two of Swords energy, that you actually do have more power than you know, and you are able to see your life very clearly right now, crystal clear, okay? And so crystal clear clarity, that's a tongue twister. So divination, so using your own powers, having confidence in yourself, that you are very, very connected, to the elements, to the earth with that shungite and the structure. It's a structure that's inside of your cells. We have all of the elements inside of us. So we are magic. We are nature. We're wild. And ask for help. So this is the angels coming in from the fairy deck. It says angels are celestial beings who protect everyone. And the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So because I am an angel guide and I work with the angelics, the fairies are like, talk to the angels. So your angels are with you. Talk to your guardian angel. You all have a guardian angel. If not one, then two or three. So really thank your angels for being with you all the time. And when I was in angel school, two of the prayers that I learned were very simple. Thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence. And thank you, angels, for revealing to me what I need to know. You can say that in the morning and look for the signs throughout the day. It's just a matter of inviting them in. They will not impose on our free will like 99.9% of the time. So thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence. And thank you, angels, for revealing to me what I need to know. And then there was one more, solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one. So alone, all one. That's a big one, you guys. and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times, solitude. So this is an important energy. And I do know that a lot of people, because of the energy of 2020, a lot of people did find themselves being in solitude. So maybe it's time to revisit that, or maybe, you know, this is going deeper into that with more intention now that you know that like you can sort of be alone. Or maybe you're someone who just like really, really does enjoy your solitude. I know I do. So there's a time and space for everything. There's a season for everything. And part of this journey is going to be making sure that you do have the time to be alone, and that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I feel like if you're someone who really has difficulty spending time alone, like, you know, you have to keep yourself busy with other people or tasks or, you know, group events, or always talking to someone, always texting someone, this is definitely a message for you then, that there's answers waiting for you there. That's where that crystal clear clarity comes in, is through the solitude, perhaps. Getting out into nature, that energy of structure with Shungite, getting out into nature. And then the energy of the Hope card with water. So earth and water really are going to be helpful this summer. And if you're traveling and you're going to the ocean, or you're going to the beach, or to a lake, you know, with your family, take that time, you know, to just spend a few minutes alone, even if it's just a few minutes, to just to sit and just to be quiet and see what happens and what inspiration comes to you. So I think that's going to do it. If you want to stick around, I'm going to pull a fairy rune. They're not physical runes. They're from a book. So if you want to stick around, I'm going to do that. And if you're ready to sign out, thank you so much for being here. Okay. So let me just get this book here. I think it's here. And this is from the Silver Elves, and it is the book of Elven Runes. So it's actually Elven Runes. And for those of you who identify as part Elven, or you connect with the elves, this is it was really inexpensive. It's super powerful. It is a collection of 40 Elven runes. So thank you to the Elven Kingdom. We would like a rune to go along with this reading. So thank you so much. Okay, rune number 33, name. Woo! This is powerful, you guys. So here's the rune. If you want to screenshot that, feel free. Okay. Name. Spell. The truth of who I am is clear. The Mercury retrograde. Okay, spell. The truth of who I am is clear. I am the one that you hold dear. And magical implement is the ring. The magical act. Find, ask for, or give yourself an elfin name, and most of all, use it with anyone who is open to this new you. Okay, so we're looking for some kind of a name, a new name. That's that Fool. Emptying yourself, deprogramming yourself. Maybe you don't really love your name. I love my name. It was my great grandmother's name, but wouldn't it be fun to have another name as well? And a lot of people do that here in Sedona, or your spiritual name. So, okay, in magical mythologies, the name is ever significant. If one knows the true name of anyone or thing, they have power over them, the power to call them, the power to understand and properly deal with them. In many spiritual societies, one is initiated and given a secret name known only to their trusted friends and associates within their lodge. To reveal that name to the profane is to endanger their lives and their souls. The name symbolizes the ability to understand another, to know who they truly are, and that is indeed great power. We also speak of people making a name for themselves, right? By which we mean both fame and reputation. To do so in a pure sense elevates one closer to the realm of the divine. The individual in this sense is no longer merely their mundane self, but has begun to take on the aspects of the archetype. Names in this sense often become much larger than the individual. Yeah, that's very true. It is here that is very important for the individual themselves to know their own true name. That is, not be fooled by their own reputation. That's that gossipy energy I was picking up on. And it is similarly important that the wise see beyond the archetype to the truth of its manifestation in reality. Archetypes are often so inflated that it seems impossible that any individual could achieve such great things, right? The Fool. How can anyone achieve that archetype really and truly, like 100%? You know, it's impossible. Although you may be like, I know a fool or two. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. Archetypes are often so inflated that it seems impossible that any individual could achieve such great things. Whereas the true function of the archetype is to encourage striving toward perfection. It is an example of possible attainment. For those who draw this rune, fame and or significant achievement draw near. You guys, that's amazing, okay? Seriously. Wealth does not necessarily follow. It is good for the person who draws name to be certain who they truly are, lest they get swept away in the torrent of expectation that reputation brings. It is important that you know your true name before you attain your outer name or your reputation in the world of men. It is good to reflect, as well as that very famous person also has a true name as well as a public one, and to understand them, one must understand that. Okay, so let's read that part again. It is important that you know your true name before you attain your outer name. That's the reputation in the world of men. It is good to reflect as well that every famous person also has a true name as well as a public one, and to understand them, one must understand that. The elfin are somewhat confused by churchgoers, for the elves believe we are closer to the divine when we create than when we pray. So that's really beautiful too, is the energy of creation. So if you're someone who does say your affirmations or your prayers, it's also important from the elven standpoint that you are creating, okay? That you're creating as well. For the elvens or the elves, they believe that they're closer to the divine when they create. And a lot of you may be feeling that way as well. So this was just a really interesting reading. I'm going to take a sip of water and then I'm going to sign out. Okay, I love you all so much. If this was your first collective message with me, I know they can be a bit unusual and they can go off in many different directions, but that's just the beauty of this kind of improv, let's just say. So take really, really good care, and I'm really looking forward to doing your summer predictions, which I will start just in the next couple of days. So I'll talk to you all soon. Okay, namaste.